We playing basketball. We love that basketball.
Best basketball in the city. You know where to find it at?
No.
Down at the Goodman League.
The Goodman League?
You haven't been down there, have you?
I've never heard of the Goodman League.
You in D.C., you got to go down there.
Well, what's so great about it?
The basketball, the cookout atmosphere, and then that man on the mic.
And who is that?
Miles Rawls.
The commissioner.
That be me, Veronica. Greg, thanks for having me. Moving up in the world, I'm on the Veronica Harris show. Y'all see that?
And you know what? The commissioner, he has said it all. We're on the Veronica Harris show, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Coming up. Move them.
Move them. That's the line. Veronica,
yes.
Today's show, you're in for a treat. We got a true Washingtonian. You could say a legend.
Stop swiveling.
Oh, my fault. You could say a legend. All right. Graduated from Ballou High School. Went on to the military, came back, and has done a whole lot for the city, especially in the realm of basketball.
Okay.
All right. You might be driving down Suitland Parkway and see a big old crowd, cars lined up on the side of the highway. It's to come see the Goodman League.
The Goodman League?
Yeah, the #1 summer league in the country. And we got a lot of pros down there, but I don't think it's for the pros. It's actually they coming to see this guy, Miles Rawls.
Okay.
Miles, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Greg. Thanks, Veronica, for having me.
Oh, no, but thank you
Now,
for
Veronica,
being here.
now, the reason why I say.
Okay. So wait, better than the Kenner League? Better than
Oh, man, it's better than the Kenner League.
Better than the Rucker?
Better than the better than the Rucker. But they say it's the #1 league right now, and I believe it is. I played in a few times. And when I tell you.
They let you win?
That it's a lot to do with Miles. Miles commentates.
Oh!
And his commentary is hilarious.
Do we I hope we have some like audio of you doing what do you say?
Get that audio. Greg ain't hook you up. You gotta go to YouTube. Then. You gotta go to the Goodman League YouTube.
We gonna find some. But what is it that you say? Like, what is it the comment? Because I know at the Rucker, the EBC League, they got a guy that be commentating and stuff like that. Is he better than
his stuff and my stuff different? He just run up and down the court, talking different trash to people. I do actual commentary.
Yeah, he's talking about the game.
Oh, okay.
And then I mix the comedy in there with it. And it's all natural, nothing scripted, all natural.
But that's how we are.
Actual play-by-play.
Yeah.
With in-game play-by-play and then the comedy in between. So you get 2 for 1.
Okay, well you fit in right here because that's what we're not scripted. The comedy comes in, it's just natural.
Hey, there you go.
But anyway, hold on. So, all right, but the Goodman League is not your only thing. You do other stuff. I mean, you have like a regular. I always call it the other Clark Kent. What is it that you do?
I do the Goodman League gave me the platform to do a lot of stuff as far as giving back to the community and the city. My community is first. I wear that on my sleeve. So I do I have the nonprofit with the Goodman League. I do the Thanksgiving baskets for the neighborhood and outside entities that I partner with, other nonprofits. I do that through Ransom Miller, the CEO of Project Give Back. I don't know if you're familiar with Ransom.
No, I haven't heard
He's a good guy to have on. So that allowed me to do the clothing drive, the toy drive, turkey drive, and just giving back. Got the ability to give back, so it's in my blood, it's in my heart, so that's what I do.
Now the Goodman League, for those of you that don't know, the Goodman League started back in 1977.
77.
And it was called what?
The Berry Farms Community League.
The Berry Farms Community League. And then when did it become the Goodman League?
When I took over in '96, after I got out of the military, nicknamed Pap, George Goodman, he was tragically killed, mistaken identity, so I dedicated the league to him in, I think, 2000. Changed it to the Goodman League.
Now, the Goodman League, we say is the #1 league. Okay, now talk to us about, what makes it the #1 league? Who are is it just high school players? Who comes, why is everybody coming to the Goodman League?
I think it's the whole, the cookout atmosphere, the commentary, as Greg mentioned, then the comedy, the setup, because it's like a family reunion. You got the court chairs, lawn chairs around the court. back then it was just us when it was Berry Farm League. No outsiders. Back then, you know, couldn't come to Berry Farm unless you lived there, bro.
It's like what I'm about to say. Because Berry Farm, that's Southeast DC. And listen, DC has had a checkered past, but those of us who are from DC, we love DC. We love all parts. But I know some places, Berry Farm, what?
Yeah, that was one back then. It was like that. So
like you just didn't walk up in Berry Farms.
Oh no.
Unless you were from Berry Farm.
No, you're right. So
how'd you get in? I just can't figure out how you got in.
And Miles will correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the league grew as we had some great players that didn't go professional, like Kurt Smith, Lonnie Harrell, Greg Jones, played in the Urbo Coalition and that sort of thing. And then we had players like Kevin Durant from the area going pro and that sort of thing. And in the summertime, everybody was looking for the best bump. So you had to go find where Kurt, Lonnie, some of the greater players were playing. And, you know, some of the pro players was coming down to, you know, play Berry Farms. And Arenas was coming down, and Durant, of course. I got in because my friend played, and, you know, they put a little team together. And really quickly, if Miles don't know you, you're the no-name guy. Shot by the no-name guy.
Were you the no-name guy?
I was the no-name guy first. So then you heard Miles say, what'd you say? Miles St. Mary's. Oh, okay, Greg Harris. So then,
but you were scoring.
A little bit, man. They're trying to get in where I fit in.
Okay.
You know, you still got to pass the ball to Durant. And the Miles let you know, man, get the ball to Durant. Who is this guy? But if you didn't, if you did something good, then you know you were the no-name guy. But if you did something bad, it's who is this guy?
Yeah, that went with it. And then when the league, when I started letting the outsiders in, the talent that we had at Berry Farm started to deteriorate. So I opened it up to outside teams to come in and play. So that's when different people started coming, and we were rocking back then before Arenas and them. We had our own talent, like Greg mentioned. Greg, Lonnie, Moochie, Sherman, Moulton. I mean, we were loaded down there. It was packed. They think it started getting packed when Arenas and them was playing. No, we were packed down there long before Arenas and them started coming. Arenas started bringing the pro players. He used to bring the Wizards every day almost. I never seen a pro guy play in an outdoor league that much, but he loved it. So that got the lights, cameras, action. You know, they don't follow you until a star come down there, and then the news come, and here come the papers and all of that stuff. So here come the radio stations, all the stuff that I was trying to get done when it was just us. But you know how that goes, you know, when it's...
Well, now that you have the pros and it's not just us, it's other people involved, do you feel like some of the family feel, that DC feel, has that kind of gone away? Because now y'all gone Hollywood.
No, we don't. We still got... My thing with it is the players that's not pros, because the pros don't play down there all the time. In fact, very rarely now, because they don't want to play outside, or they don't want to... But they go run up to the Dykeman and play. My surface is way better, much better than Dykeman's surface. But that's, you know, Nike take their players and they take them in those little leagues in New York, because that's their baby up in New York. So when the guys call and ask me, hey, what pros playing? It irritates me, because my league is not based on, well, if they want to come and play, I'm sanctioned for them. But if they don't, my seats, my bleachers are still packed with regular players, you know, local talent, high school, guys trying to get overseas and things of that nature. So I don't worry about the pros no more. If they come, they come. If they don't, they don't.
You see that? Now, you say it's always packed. Is it an admission cost?
No, it's free right there at Berry Farm dwelling.
Free? That's what, if it's for free, it's for me.
You're getting comedy. You're getting comedy and basketball. Cookout. It is what it is down there. It's raw. Greg tell you, it's raw. But it's the best, and it's a safe haven. So back to your point where you were saying Berry Farms, luckily I've made that into, not only me, the people, the fans make it the #1 league, the players, and so the streets say that, not me. That comes from Street Smith magazine, and so I took my brand and we started playing like Drew League. We had a home and away series, the Dykeman League, and started getting them different leagues to come down and play in Berry Farm. We're doing stuff with Red Bull. That Red Bull would never thought of coming in a neighborhood to hold their 3-on-3 tournaments. So they bring in people from all over the world in the Berry Farms at the BF Coliseum, as I call it, to host their 3-on-3 tournaments.
Wow,
So,
that is really awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we are, gonna take a break. But when we come back, we want to hear some war stories, because people that watch the show, they like our guests, but especially when it comes to the basketball players, they want to hear the war stories.
Well, they gonna get some war stories.
So we're gonna tell you some war.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some war stories.
We're gonna keep it real.
Hey, public access. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, but real.
Keep it real.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I guess you looking forward to it?
Oh, the national.
Okay, well, we will be right back with more Miles Rawls from the Goodman League.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Hey, and we are back. We're back here with Miles Rawls, who is, you the director?
Commissioner.
Commissioner. I want to be a commissioner.
Commissioner, play-by-play, commentator, and slash comedian. Funny man, not comedian. I'm not a comedian.
Okay.
Funny man.
All right. Well, listen. If you were looking for on a summer night or a summer evening, if it's not too hot and crazy, and you're looking for something free to do that's safe, fun, family oriented, you need to go between the gates.
Between the gates.
To the BFC, to the Berry Farms Coliseum, and you will have a great time. So let's get to some war stories. Like, what is like the craziest thing that's ever happened?
Well, some of my fondest memories are when Shaq and Lonnie, Baby Shaq, brought And1 down.
Oh, now for people who don't know, because And1 is a little bit like if you're young, you might not remember And1, those And1 tapes. Like you had Hot Sauce, Skip to My Lou, White Chocolate, the Professor. Yeah,
they had some great players on those teams, and Shaq and Lonnie brought those. We had, I don't want to say 5 games inside the gates, and the very first one, we didn't have bleachers back then, so the people were like sitting on the fence, standing on top of cars. There had to be about 3,000-4,000 people down there.
Wow.
And because Berry Farm, like you said, nobody from outside of Berry Farm would come in to Berry Farm until I made it safe for them to come. So that was amazing to see, because back in the day when we first started, you just have the players from Berry Farms and the neighbors from Berry Farm, and that was it. You know, people used to stop on Suitland Parkway and watch from the fence, but they wasn't coming around that fence to come in. So that first And1 game was fun. When the real Shaq came down there to watch.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he came to watch a game, and he ended up getting Brian Chase a trial with the Miami Heat when Shaq was with Miami. And some of those battles before the pros came with Greg and Mike Gill and D Nice and all those guys, man, those used to be some battles. Those used to be some battles down there. And Moton, as quiet as Moton was, Moton used to shut it down there.
I remember him because of the Sox.
Yeah.
At Syracuse.
Poetry was tough.
Yeah.
When Durant was playing as a skinny, I mean still skinny, scrawny, young kid, 16 years old, him and Mike Beasley and Ty Lawson. What's Smith's name? Nolan Smith. All those guys were at Oak Hill together. And they came down there as kids and was dominating grown men. Wasn't it great? Yeah, it was something to see. So
they were gonna be pros, yeah.
Yeah, you could see pro written all over them. So those times back then were good. Then we had the rivalry with Watts. When Big Jeff, may he rest in peace, started running his league down Watts. So at the end of the season, they would come over, and we had 3 epic games down there. And just to see different races come in the gates. Because when I'm down there, I can't really grasp it. But when I go watch the videotapes, and when I'm at home, it's amazing me. Because, you know, you got whites, Chinese, all kind of people that come down there to watch the games. And it's amazing because, like you said, back in the day, in the late 90s, that wasn't happening.
Now, I remember, like you said, there weren't no bleachers. Did you ask for the bleachers?
Well, when Gilbert got there, we had the metal backboards. And then he asked me, hey, man, what can I do for that? I said, I need some fiberglass backboards. So he bought 4 sets of fiberglass backboards.
Gilbert Arenas?
No, Gil nice. He was good.
Yeah, Agent
Agent Zero.
Agent Zero.
He gave back, and then the bleachers, Fenty gave me, but they were small bleachers. So then here comes Nike in the 90s. I think I've been with Nike since 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, Nike is my sponsor.
So Nike sponsors the Goodman?
Nike sponsors the Goodman. They provide the uniforms. And they were like, hey, they redid the courts, some bleachers, but now I got those stadium-sized bleachers because Nike had this big event called the Nike World Basketball Festival that they were going to do over at the Armory. And my rep was like, I said, man, you can do this over here. I need, you know, if I'm the #1 summer league, I need bleachers. We standing because the city wasn't giving us jack. And call us spade a spade. City didn't give us jack. So Nike got the setup the way it is now. So, and Red Bull sponsor. So it took a while, but.
Hold on. Now, about a year ago, or was it maybe 2? You ranked the best 50 from down there.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
That was
did
you
the top
ranking,
20.
or was it a panel, or?
We had a panel we had a little meeting at a little eating spot, but at the end of the day,
it was you. You was like, I'm the commissioner. I'm the commissioner. I make the call.
You had a lot of people hot.
Yeah, that's why I said we're gonna keep it real, and they wasn't supposed to make it. And those ones that were hot, that thought they were supposed to make it, like Sweat, and those guys, they wasn't supposed to make that list.
You keep it real.
So who was? Now, was it in order or was it just top?
No, it wasn't in order. But from what I've seen, what I witnessed, you know, because I'm there every game.
Yeah.
But like I said, we had this panel, we in there, and everybody going over these names. For the most part, we had the same people. But it was about. I thought Mick Hype should have been on there. You know Mick Hype?
Yeah.
I thought Mick. Hype. Yeah, Hype. I thought Mick should have been in that top 20, and I left him off, and I felt kind of bad, but I stuck with it. He ended up getting a jacket. I got a jacket made for him.
You had jackets?
Yeah, I had Hall of Fame jackets made
wow.
by shooters. Yep, top 20 jackets made by shooters, and we had the same, maybe 5 people or so off, but at the end of the day, I told the guys, don't go to Greg, don't go to Veronica. I chose the 20 people. Because I'm down here watching y'all. So if you don't agree with it, it is what it is.
So now, who do you think was the best down there, and who squared off? Who you saw square off and was like, man, that's the best game I've seen down here?
Well, when G. Jones was coming, everybody was ducking G. Jones. Let me keep it 100.
Who's that, Greg Jones?
Greg Jones.
We had his daughter on the show.
Yeah.
G. Jones, they was ducking D. Jones.
He was good.
Yeah, he was tough. He went to West Virginia. He was tough. And Tutu was good too, because Tutu could play both ends. And then D. Nice and them. Trouble was trouble. Kurt Smith, he was trouble back there. He was who he was. But when Shaq, because they said Shaq didn't even play in high school. Like
Baby
rode
Shaq?
the bench, Baby Shaq,
Okay.
yeah. And he just hit the surface and just, when he got with and one, he was getting 40 a game down there, easy.
So speaking of the 40 game, you know they always talk about the night Mike scored double nickel at the Garden and stuff like that, or now Devin Booker scored 70 in the game, and the night Kobe scored
81 against
81. Who has scored who has the scored the most at
Durant scored 62. That was an epic game. It's one of the most watched YouTube games on YouTube. It was Kevin Durant, a guy named Gerald Brown. I named him P because he had to, can I say that on there?
You already said it.
You already said it now.
I nicknamed him that because he had the mohawk, right? When P. Diddy did the mohawk, and then his game was
Not to be confused with the other P. Diddy.
His game was like that. So, you know, crapping on people. So I named him that. So he had like 40. Him and Durant was going like almost a whole half back and forth. It was epic. It was packed down there, and Durant ended up scoring 62, and he scored 46. And that's the most watched Goodman League game that's on YouTube.
Now, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened? Like the fun that just had, that maybe while you were commentating, you just had to fall out the chair, like, I can't, I'm done.
Well, SpongeBob, Andrew Washington, AKA SpongeBob, when I named him that, he actually looks just like the character. So he was shooting, and it just popped up, SpongeBob. And he was shooting free throws, and I called him SpongeBob, and they just fell out, because I was like, what's everybody laughing at? So then they told me the picture, man, this joker look just like SpongeBob. They don't even call guys down there their regular names no more once they get a name and it stick. So it's that duel, and one of my buddies, we used to joke all the time, like in between timeouts. We used to like go in the crowd and just cut up down there, but his name Terry. He passed, but you never know. It's just whatever, what you see is what you get. Everything.
Definitely.
I think one time, y'all had people come and dance like on the timeout. So y'all have entertainment.
We do the So You Think You Can Dance. Not like I said, not scripted, Veronica, because people just come out. It's raw. Greg will tell you, it's even better now. And when the music playing, the DJ cranking, you might see a scarecrow come out of the stands, and then a guy go out there, and then they had a little. It's great. It makes it a whole lot.
Yo, this should be like reality TV.
That's what it is down there. To be honest with you, reality basketball TV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we about to come up against another break. So I'm gonna talk about, I think I'm gonna have to take a trip. I'm gonna get my little phone, and I'm just gonna have to, do my man on the street.
We're gonna get you down
Woman on the street thing, because this is just too much fun. Veronica has said it right here. We are now the official media for the Goodman League.
There it is.
There it is. And Miles, he endorses us.
That's right. I approve this message.
We'll be right back.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
We are back with our guest, Miles Rawls, who is the commissioner of the Goodman League at Berry Farm, Between the Gates. And I don't know if hopefully you've been checking out the show, the whole show, and like, I'm just like laughing because you are like a national treasure for Washington, D.C. Like, you know how D.C. we have Chuck Brown, we got Go-Go, we got, our different areas. We got Miles Rawls here.
Goodman League, so we in there.
But speaking of which, Miles Rawls, you had a Miles Rawls Day.
Yes, Trayon White, council member for Ward 8. We was doing a nonprofit thing at Kramer, taking the kids to the movies to see Black Panther. So I told his assistant, I said, hey man, you tell Trayon that I don't want no roses while I'm dead. I want my roses while I'm living. I said, so you tell Trayon I've been doing this a long time. I said, so Miles Rawls Day sounds pretty good to me. I said, how that sound to you? I told Jimmy Jenkins that. And he said, I'm gonna run it past him. And he texted him in there, and Trey hit him back and said, oh, that sounds good to me. So that happened at Miles Rawls. First annual Miles Rawls Day was May 29th of this year. Wow. So we're gonna do that every opening day.
Next year?
From here on out.
Well, we're going to make sure we are there May 29th.
Yeah.
Put it in your calendar.
It was great.
And so you also got a key to the city?
Yep. Honorable Mayor Bowser gave me a key to the city for my back then it was 21 years of community service.
We went to school together. We played on the same basketball team, CYO team.
Okay, yeah, she gave me the key to the city, so those were two real instrumental days for doing what I'm doing and for the Goodman League and for the city.
Because you do a lot for the community.
Yeah, the community is my heart and soul, so I make sure whatever resources I get, and you know, closed mouth don't get fed, so if I know Greg got this and Veronica has that, and it blends in with what I'm trying to do, I don't have a problem with coming to ask you.
I like that about you. Like you are about the teamwork. You're about, you know, win-win situations. If I have something, I'll share it with you, and if you have something to share with me, and we all can benefit for the kids, for the city.
Sake of the kids.
So let me ask you then, Miles. And by the way, so all you need, you got a day, you got the key, and all you need is a street named after you now.
Hey, that's in the making.
But
I already told him the alley got to be. If Chuck Brown can get an alley, I can get an alley.
Well, you gonna have a little memorial? Because you know they have a statue over there by Woodbridge Library. That park over there, you gonna get one too?
I don't know about the statue, but that Miles Rawls way coming up to the basketball court, I'm putting pressure on you.
You are not shy about asking for what you want.
No. Give it to me where I can see it.
all right, now this is important, Veronica.
Okay.
All right. So for all the guys like me, that works with kids, trying to do something for the kids as a mentor, community advocate, or something like that, what advice would you give them working with youth today?
Well, it's a struggle because, you know, when we were coming up, you know, we had direction. You had two parents in the house, and you know, we looked out for each other. You looked out for my brother, I looked out for your brother, this, that. Nowadays, it's a little rough because the kids coming up now have no direction, and the parenting is awful. And so, to me, you got to keep pushing. Patience, I deal with it. Patience. Because a lot of them, if you turn your back on them, they're gonna go here anyway. Some of them. So if you turn your back and give up on them, they definitely gonna stray left. So I preach patience with these kids that's coming up now, because it's a different animal. So, you know, Bird Farms is in the process of getting shut down. I don't know what that leads to as far as the kids that I deal with there, where I have to go reach out to touch them, you know, but it's patient, and you got to do it with your heart. If you're in it for any other reason, it ain't gonna work.
I mean, that also kind of leads into, like, we all know DC is going through a gentrification.
Right.
And a lot of what we grew up, those neighborhoods, they are no longer here anymore. And what happens to the kids and the people? Like, when these neighborhoods were like the soul of the city.
Yeah. So.
And they made DC, what was DC? Good, better, and different, you know. Not too many people say they grew up, were born and raised in Washington. We're Washingtonians.
Right, Washingtonian to the core.
To the core. Well, wow, time went by so quick, Gregory. We just like, I want to hear more stories.
And I want to give some more advice, but we're out of time because you talk too long, Veronica.
All right, well, again, we'd like to thank our guest, Mr. Miles Rawls. And he approved us as we are the official media. Official media for the Goodman League, and I'm going to check some stuff out. And again, if you are looking for something fun and safe to do, when does the league start?
The league starts, we run 6 days a week practically, Sunday through Friday, some Saturdays, first game, kids game at 6:45, depending on the heat. And then we have 2 adult games after that.
And they can find you on Facebook.
GoodmanLeagueLive.com, Facebook, Twitter, and
find
IG.
I'm there. Just look up and come on out. It's free. Listen to the comedy. Look at some good basketball, and just enjoy life.
Enjoy your life. So
enjoy your life.
4 hours a day. Can't beat it.
Thank you for watching the Veronica Harris Show.